Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
I present myself to you while beginning this episode of Cut the Clutter wearing this mask. Not because we think our studio might be contaminated. Our studio is clean, our office is clean. We sanitize all of it quite regularly, and also we keep our physical distancing. In the office, in the newsroom, we wear masks. But this is a compliment. I stand in front of the camera with this because this is a compliment to our readers. Because what is our strength? We are less than 3 years old. But our strength is our brilliant, fantastic readers who appreciate good journalism. So one of them wrote to us, that is Mr. S. Kiran Reddy Garu, I can say, from Hyderabad, who wrote to us saying that he would like to present us or send us a bunch of masks with the print logo. And today we received a box from him with 200 of these masks. So we are distributing these to our colleagues at the print. It's a little more than 2 per person at the print. So thank you very much, Mr. Reddy. You are a special one, but then there are thousands and thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of special ones. If I may tell you, at a very young age, we are still 3 months to turning 3, we are now seeing 20 million unique visitors on our website every month, which is a lot for a pure news, serious current affairs, opinion website. So thank you very much. What will we do without you? Now I think I can take it off because you don't want my voice to come out to you muffled. We are focusing on the city of Mumbai and the state of Maharashtra. Maharashtra is the second largest state in India. It sends the second largest number of MPs to our parliament, we keep telling you, and Mumbai is our most important city financially and economically. If Delhi is the political capital, Mumbai is the economic capital, and Mumbai also is the creative capital of India. Sorry, Kolkata. Right now it's Mumbai. So those areas are an area of concern in India right now. Why do I say so? Look at the data. If you look at the data, both Maharashtra and Bombay, for the state and the city, are now showing the highest test positivity rate in India. Now, India's overall test positivity rate at this point is about 6%. That means of all the 100 people who you test in India, about 6 will turn out to be positive. Cumulatively, that is since the day you started testing, if you calculate, it would be about 5%. But if you look at the state of Maharashtra, a large state of India, and you count from the day testing started cumulatively, it's about 14%. That means almost 1 out of 7. If for the rest of India, 1 out of 16 or 17 is positive, for Maharashtra, 1 out of 7. So that's more than twice as high as the rest of the country. Once again, if you look at Maharashtra, good thing is Maharashtra government has started testing a bit more than before, because earlier their test positivity rate was even higher, because you know what? Percentages and absolutes work very differently. When your absolutes go up, percentages do sometimes come down, while your absolute numbers may go up. Maharashtra was earlier testing about only 8,700, 800, and their test positivity rate was upwards of 25%. Now they are testing about twice as much, that is about 15,500, and their TPR now is a little less than 20%. So very high still for the state of Maharashtra, an area of concern. Within Maharashtra, look at the city of Bombay. That is really the epicenter of this problem right now in India. Now, we show you a map of Bombay. This is the municipal map of Bombay, and it's a good thing that Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation has released it today. For some time, they were not releasing data. In fact, many state governments are not releasing data. They are shy of releasing data because it looks like bad news. But this map, I'm glad that they've released it. And if you see how the map is color coded, you will see 11 wards of Bombay. Bombay is divided in 24 wards. You will see 11 wards of Bombay. Each have cases, positive cases so far that exceed more than 1,500. So that is not good news. Then even out of these 11, 6 have cases that exceed 2000. Looks even worse. Going ahead of the rest, another 4 are above 1000. So there are very few wards in Bombay which are really clean or which are relatively clean. There is trouble everywhere, but these 11 wards are the troubled ones. And once again, if you see carefully, those codes are not easy to read, so you have to go to BMC's website to understand the codes. Also, we are not Mumbai walas, so we are not so well informed about the city. And I wasn't a reporter in that city, because once you are a reporter in a city, you know it much better. But if you look at these wards, then you know that wards on the top are the usual suspects. So there is GN, which is sort of in the middle. It's called the Dadar ward, but it also includes the Dharavi region. So that is 2728, which means that almost 1 out of 12 among all cases in Bombay has come from this ward. So you keep reading about Dharavi all the time. Figures tell a tale. And then you have Baikulla, Matunga, Kurla, Khar, and then Andheri West, Andheri East, and you can see Ghatkopar in trouble, Chembur in trouble. So those are all areas which are now in deep blue. So this is a city in trouble. And you want to see how much trouble, go back to the data of tests and test positivity. Mumbai's test positivity ever since tests started is approximately today about 20%, 1 in 5. Not good news at all. There also, if you look at the test positivity rate currently, it is about 35%. That is 1 in 3. I am discounting for some that might be retested or repeat tested. So maybe 1 in 3 or about 1 in 3, which is quite worrisome. Where do we get this data from? We went to the ICMR website. We went to a level of search that said access denied. But we are also reporters, so we do some reportorial khurafat and are able to mine that data. So we did mine that data. It's 35% test positivity today. In fact, it was much higher about a week or 10 days back. It had gone as high as 48, 46, 45%, which again was worrying. After that, Bombay increased its testing. As it increased its testing, then the numbers of cases went up. Again, absolutes and percentages, numbers of cases went up, test positivity rate came down. But because people tend to track numbers, it looks like Mumbai decided to test less. So Mumbai has had a strange situation. A month back, it was testing more and ramping up its testing. It can test a lot more, but for some reason, they have reduced their testing in Mumbai. The feeling seems to be, I'm only guessing, the feeling seems to be that there is no point testing too much. Test those who are symptomatic and focus on providing treatment to those who are critically ill or who are seriously ill to save lives. That focus is no longer on controlling the number of cases. And one way of doing that, as everybody has learned from KCR in Telangana, one way of doing that quite conveniently is by not getting tests done. So Bombay has reduced its number of tests, which is not a good thing. And I do hope that whoever is doing this will realize that actually testing is better than hiding any figures. Finally, this is a very important city and a very important state. A lot of India's GDP sits there. A lot of India's foreign investment, FII as well as FDI. It may not all come into Bombay, but it comes into India through that city. So it's very important even for the central government now to help Maharashtra government and Mumbai administration to come to grips with this situation. At the same time, don't throw in the towel. Mumbai is bad. It's right now the most affected, the worst affected city in India, but it is not the New York of India. Those comparisons are easily and lazily made. New York had an enormously worse situation than Mumbai, not just in terms of positive cases, but also in terms of critical cases and fatalities. Mumbai, I can give you some data, which does not look that scary at all. In fact, it looks reassuring. In fact, I'll give you data for the entire Maharashtra, which is a large state. Out of about 67,000 positive cases so far in Maharashtra, that's almost a third of all of India's cases. Only 1160 or so, or maybe 1180 are today in ICUs all over Maharashtra. That means Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, Barda, Satara, everything. 209 are on 229 are on ventilators, and about 780 are on oxygen. So once again, you can take heart in the fact that while you have a lot of numbers, yes, yet for some reason, maybe because the virus is kind to us, or maybe because God is kind to us, for some reason our critical cases, our seriously ill cases are not that many. So that is Mumbai. I know immediately people will ask for comparisons with Delhi. Delhi is also not a shining example of a lot of testing, but Delhi has done a few more tests than Mumbai. If you look at Delhi, it's about 1,85,000 right now, with a little over 15,000 positives. So Delhi's test positivity rate is just about 8.2%, whereas Mumbai's is upwards of 20%. So that is what makes it problematic for Mumbai. Delhi, I know that you will be interested in knowing more data on Delhi. So I can tell you in Delhi at this point, 2,118 patients are admitted, of which 191 are in ICUs and 32 are on ventilators. This is as per Delhi government data. I suspect though that the number of people on ventilators in private hospitals is not included here. And if you included that also, then it will be about, maybe in Delhi, the entire state, about 50 or so people on ventilators. So once again, the percentage of people who are seriously ill requiring hospitalization is nothing compared to what it was in New York. So don't make easy comparisons. At the same time, don't take this lightly. So once again, remember, this virus loves densities, cities, crowded areas. That's why maybe it will not spread so much in rural areas. We can only hope, because right now the current science would suggest that it will not spread that fast in rural areas, where more space is available, unlike the cities and slums and crowded areas there.